Hello, my name's Nick Cox.
And I'm Joyce Connolly. I'm from Scotland and I've been living here in Snehalaya for the last 4 years. I first came here as a volunteer through Leeds Beckett University in the UK. I would bring teams of volunteers over here, spend a few weeks getting to know the projects, meet some of the kids, having lots of fun and a unique experience for lots and lots of different people. I did that for a few years and I just grew to love Snehalaya, and when I found out that some other like-minded volunteers were setting up Snehalaya UK, I wanted to get involved. So I first became a trustee and now I'm actually CEO of Snehalaya UK. So managing the UK side of operations with my team of board members and volunteers based over there to fundraise and raise awareness of the work done here in India. Here in India, I also work in the office just behind us. I work on fundraising, volunteer management, and marketing and communications. And in between that, I get to hang out with the kids and have lots of fun.
So I'm from London, and I found Snehalaya completely by accident when I was travelling over India. I happened to be standing on a bus and I met this young lady called Rebecca Pearson who happened to be volunteering with Joyce. And she told me about the unique work that Snehalaya was doing, and she showed me photographs on her laptop. When I got back home to UK, what she said and what I'd seen on the laptop, the images, it stayed with me long after I got home, and I wanted to do something about it. So I held a fundraiser with just my family and friends, and the following year I delivered the funds to Snehalaya and was shown around the projects, and I was blown away by what Snehalaya was doing, especially in the areas of HIV and domestic violence. I had complete empathy with all these. I'd lost a few friends back in the late 80s, early 90s. So here was an organisation that was doing something about it when we all felt so helpless. I wondered what else I could do for Snehalaya without keep asking my friends and family for money. So my background is in theatre and television, and so I thought I'd call on some favours and make a short promotional film for Snehalaya for their presentation purposes. And while I was here filming, I thought, what else can I do? Because I was only here 3 weeks and that wasn't long enough. So I thought I'd give my time. And originally I thought 6 months, a year would be enough. And that was back in September 2015. I first came here, so I've been here nearly 5 years. I think I've just always seen my job as like connecting people to Snehalaya, whether that's through films, whether that's helping Joyce with volunteer management, doing presentations, going where Girish asked us to go. Here we are at the main Snehalaya security gate, where we've been operating a very strict no one in, no one out policy except in emergencies.
So we followed all of the guidelines on lockdown, and so started locking down on the 24th of March. On the 26th of March though, we went a little bit further when we said, right, no one can come in, no one can come out. Our children are very vulnerable, so we wanted to create as much protection around them as we could. So this also included staff, non-essential staff, also having to find alternate locations, either working from home or in one of our other project offices. Lockdown is obviously, it's unprecedented times for the whole world, and it's also here at Snehalaya. It's very strange, but also amongst all the sort of hardship, worries, concerns, I feel like it's a really good opportunity to do other things and make the most out of a very bad situation.
We're quite lucky, aren't we? Because we kind of live in a Snehalaya bubble, and as we said earlier on, there's no one out, no one in policy, and it's been really strict about that. So as far as being in Snehalaya is concerned, we work with an amazing team as well. We've got to say the rehabilitation staff team have really pulled it out of the hat. They're incredible, and we feel quite proud to be part of them. The only thing that ever freaks me out is when I think of the bigger picture outside of Snehalaya, the slum communities, but both in our city here in Ahmednagar and also in Mumbai, Pune, nearby cities.
I mean, that's the really good thing. We are contained here in the rehabilitation centre of Snehalaya, but we're also helping our other projects. So we have 23 projects. A lot of them are out there working on the front line with migrant workers, daily wage workers. We have Childline still operating, our one-stop centre for women. So there's lots of work still going on outside of making sure the women and children here at our rehab centre are safe. And we are involved with that, albeit remotely. So it's nice to feel that we can play our part in helping the wider community. But to be fair, most of our efforts are spent on making sure the women and children here are not affected too negatively by what's going on. And yeah, it's great to be in our bubble.
No 2 days are the same. It's very strange to be thinking we're in isolation with 300 other people. For me, the first thing I do is check in with the caregivers, Bajanath, who's in charge of all the kids. I'll ask him where I'm most needed, and that could be maybe with the kids in the hospital, coming up with activities there. It could be doing English. We've been writing letters with some of the kids. I've also, with the ladies, we've been making an information film on victims of trafficking. So it's been eclectic, the stuff that we do, and it's busier than usual, really.
Yeah, I mean, we are lucky. We've been in lockdown for over a month now. So actually, it's nice that we don't have to, we kind of know now that coronavirus has not come here, so we're not wearing masks or practicing social distancing. We are taking precautions where we can. The children know to wash their hands and not to make contact with anyone outside. So yeah, it's nice that we're able to be a little bit more relaxed and carry on life as much as normal. He has things to do now. He's got to go on, carry on with life, life as normal. So a big challenge is, how do you keep 200 children and
a dog
and 30 women and their children occupied and active during this time? We do have limited staff that are here. We did only keep key essential workers who are actually working 24/7, which is amazing. The school closed down before the lockdown came into play, so we've been trying to do activities that have an educational slant. We want to use this time, like I said, it's good, there's lots of opportunities to develop the basics of the kids. So while we're doing fun and recreational activities, we're also trying to build in some educational activities. So like the letter writing, that's practicing your handwriting, your analytical thinking, communication skills. So even though we're not directly saying this is school lessons, we are trying to build some learning into it without putting too much pressure on children who are already under enough pressure due to the circumstances. So hopefully we're doing okay. The kids seem happy. They're keeping busy, which is the main thing. It's getting hot, so it's quite hard as well to manage all of that, but also give time off during the day for relaxation and keeping out of the heat.
I think it has to be said, I mean, with everything, you watch more the news than I do. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be than here. It's such a privilege. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else, whether it be home or anywhere. I feel that this is the right place to be in these circumstances.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. When you read about, you know, people who are living in isolation on their own, we are very, very lucky that we have around 300 people keeping us company, keeping us entertained, keeping us active, and yeah, we're doing okay. Thank you for everyone who's supported us.
Thank you so much for your support.
So much support from so many different people, too many to thank, but you know who you are, we know who you are, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cooked anyway.
Keep well, keep safe. Bye.